today. I am Lucy Njoki. I'll be the moderator of today's tutorial on Introduction to Package Development in R. And we'll be recording this session, so kindly, if you are uncomfortable with that, do not switch on your video. And if you have any question during the training, please use the chat. I will ensure that all the questions have been answered by our trainer. Yeah, so thank you for coming. So in our today's tutorial, we have the following scheduled for you. So after introducing the speaker, we'll go right ahead to the introduction to package development in R. Then we'll have a Q&A session. And then finally, we'll be having the closing remarks. Okay, Maggie, please go right ahead and start recording.
Thank you, Lucy.
Awesome. Okay, so Shelmith Kariuki is our trainer for today's event. Shelmith has a Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Science and a master's degree in Applied Statistics. She's, by profession, she's a data analytics consultant. And additionally, she's a certified R-Tidyverse instructor and also the co-organizer of Our Ladies Nairobi, and as well as the co-organizer of Nairobi R. Thank you so much, Shelmith, for sparing your time to teach us this topic on introduction to package development. Yeah, it's a topic that we all need in one point or another to contribute to our individual careers. So please, Shelmith, you may go ahead and I'll stop sharing so that you share your screen. Thank you.
Okay, hi everyone. Lucy, please confirm if I'm audible and everyone can see me.
Yes, we can hear you and see you as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So for those who don't know me, my name is Shelmith. I can see a lot of familiar faces here. I'm so happy you could join. And today we are going to cover introduction to package development. Now, I'm assuming that since you've chosen to be here, you know what a package is. But I'm interested, as a trainer, I'm interested in knowing why have you joined us today? Why are you so interested in learning development? Maybe on the chat, I can have some few people just tell me, why are you interested? Is it that you had no other plans today, or I don't know, just tell me on the chat why you're interested in this training today. I just want us to be on the same page so that I meet your expectations. Yeah, so I'll be waiting. Okay. Thanks, Vivian. Someone else? Okay, shape your project code. Developing my first package currently. Awesome. I'm waiting for at least one more. At least one more. Seems useful for sharing R codes and analysis. Okay, cool. Thank you. For those who are not familiar with the Swahili language, I tend to use the words sawa sawa a lot, and sawa sawa just means okay, we can move on. You can either say sawa or sawa sawa. So if you hear me say sawa sawa, it means we are okay. Cool. So package development. packages have become a very useful tool, especially for those of us who use R. And a package can be either a dataset package, a functions package, or a combination of both. An example of a package for those who use the Tidyverse ecosystem, something like dplyr. Dplyr has several functions in it. So packages can contain functions as I've mentioned. So for example, in dplyr, we have different functions for different things. So we have a function like filter that keeps or drops rows, then we have select that keeps or drops columns, blah, blah, blah. So while we are creating package development, packages rather, sorry, when we are creating packages, one of the prerequisites is that you need to know how to create a function. That is, if your package will contain functions. It can as well be a datasets package. For example, for those who don't know, I know I've talked about this a lot, and maybe I shouldn't be talking about it in 2021, but last year I created a datasets only package where I took the Kenya population census results, scrapped the data from the published records and packaged that because I wanted to share this data with people. So I created a package for that. But then I realized not everyone is able to use R. So again, I created a Shiny app where one could download the data as .csv or .xlsx. But anyway, that package website, we've put the link on the chat. You can read about the package development process in a certain blog I created. But yeah, so this training, one, does not contain slides. So I don't teach package development with slides. I want us to develop a package from scratch, and it can be like just a small package. The idea is the same. Package development idea is the same. The only difference is the kind of functions you'll insert in that package. Again, there are very many ways of killing a rat, but I choose to go through the R packages book by Hadley Wickham, and that's how I learned R packages. And actually, initially, I was interested in R packages. In 2017, with my former employer, we tried creating a package, but those days creating packages was not smooth. There wasn't like a clear-cut documentation of how to easily create one. So in 2019, I attended an R conference, and there Hadley, Jenny, they were training. They had a tutorial on package development. And when I looked at the process, I'm like, wait, what? Like, is it that easy? And so that's when I trained myself. And last year I came up with a package or two. I think last year I came up with like 3 packages. Some were just dummy toy packages. I was telling Lucy and Maggie before we started that creating packages can take like almost 10 to 20 minutes. And I hope by the end of this training, you'll appreciate the process. You'll appreciate the process. So as I take you through, my intention, I don't, how do I put this? Like, I just want you to watch what I'll be doing, because while I'm doing it, and you're doing it, you might get lost. So I'd rather you watch what you're doing, then we just follow the process as I do it. But this is such a linear process, like step 2 depends on step 1, step 3 depends on step 2. So if you're lost at a certain point, just write on the chat, and Lucy or Maggie will interject me. Don't wait for the last minute to tell me that maybe you did not understand step 1. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right now. R Studio. So in the link we shared earlier, you will see, okay, let me first share that. Stop share. Let me share my Chrome. Share. In the link we shared earlier, this is the page I want you to, so I think the first one that Lucy shared was the talks page. This contains all the talks that I have I've given, or the trainings that I've taken people through. Anyway, we are interested in this first one, Introduction to Package Development. So when you come to this, I want you to download this workshop material, and it's just a simple text file that I created. So you can extract, blah, 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 go through the whole process. It's a text file that I created that contains the steps that we are going to follow today. And here it is. It is a text file, as I said. It contains the 20 steps that we are going to use today, that we're going to follow today. And this is very important. So I took these steps from Hadley's Our Packages book, chapter 2. So when you read the book, I don't know whether there are people like me who really don't like reading books per se, unless the book is a statistical book. But there's a way Hadley writes his books in a very friendly manner. It's like he's talking to you. He's like, now after you've done this, please check your work. And if you feel like it's okay, then install it. Like the language he uses is very nice. So I just had to go through chapter 2 to be able to come up with a package. But then you also need other packages at not packages, chapters at an advanced level. So he explains some of the nitty-gritties in other chapters. But again, for you to create a very simple working package, you need just go through chapter 2. Okay, so we are going to do this. 3 things you will need, I've installed them from my end, are 3 packages, devtools, usethis, and available. Especially this combination, devtools and usethis. Like I always explain these 2 packages as, I don't know, that person who takes you from your house, takes you to 4-point Sheratons to have lunch, breakfast, dinner, blah, 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 comes to your house, cleans your house well, makes sure everything is organized, your house is smelling nice, then sends an Uber for you and brings you back to the house. Like these 2 tools, especially usethis, has made package development so easy that I don't even know how we survived without them. Then there's this package called available. So every time you come up with a package name, you have to check whether 1, that package exists, and or 2, whether it's an offensive word. I'll cover that in a few. So 3 things we are not going to cover today. Number 1, I'm not going to teach you how to generate vignettes. I'm not going to teach you how to carry unit tests because I'm not a pro in that. And number 3, I'm not going to show you how to submit packages to CRAN because I feel as though this deserves another lesson. The goal of today is for you to be able to create a simple working package. Okay, so the first step rather, you need to install these 3 packages, devtools, usethis, and available. Definitely I have them, but if you don't, please install and load them, but you'll do that later because I'm assuming you're looking at my screen. So disclaimer, I don't know what's happening with Safaricom. I know I've frozen for a bit, but I get a pop-up on my screen says your internet is unstable. So once I see it, I just shut up and wait for the connectivity to become better. But Lucy, please confirm that you can still hear me at this point.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. So the first thing, we need to come up with a package name and use the available package to check whether 1, it's a valid package name, and 2, whether it's available on CRAN and Bioconductor, and I think GitHub. So for example, given that there's already a package called deployer somewhere, there's no way you can create your own deployer, like another package called deployer because of conflicts. So we need to come up with a very unique package name. And the package name, I don't know, it can describe what functions are inside the package. But for now, let's come up with something unique, a package name that is unique. When I created the package last year, I called it R Kenya Sensors. R because it's an R package, Kenya because it's data based in Kenya, and it sensors data. So who has an idea of a package name we can use? Please type on the chat. It can be anything fun, silly. This is just a simple training, so it doesn't have to be anything complicated. Anyone come up with a simple name? I don't have any in front of me. Fan art. We could use your name. No, we can't use my name because on GitHub I have another repository that has that is named not that has my name. So that will not work. Fan art. Okay, another one. Mutiso, try better. People, package names. Think of anything, African, anything, ancient, anything. COVID, okay, Jujubi. What does Jujubi mean? Please tell us. What does Jujubi mean? No meaning. Okay, I hope it's not. We can have, Martha, thank you for your banana. I'll go with Jujubi. Martha, thank you for your suggestion. Are Nairobi, but I don't want it to conflict with something else that's are forever. I don't want it to conflict with another repository I have, so I'll go with our Jujubi, whatever this means. Let's hope it's not an offensive word. So what do we do? At first, I'm going to load my library. So please be keen on my screen so that you don't get lost. So the first one, library devtools. Again, I have this installed. Oh, it also loads usethis. Okay, I'm still going to load usethis anyway because why not? And then library available. Okay, so step one done. Install and load the packages. Package name we've come up with our Jujubi. So use the available package to check whether it's valid. So available into brackets are Jujubi. Now, once we hit enter here, what this package does, it checks what this available function in there. So the function is available in the available package. What it does, it checks whether your name is valid. So it will go check on the internet, online, whether your name is valid, whether the name is valid, whether it's offensive. It will check from different sites, and it's going to bring pop-ups of those sites on Chrome. I'm going to show you that. Actually, I should have just shared the whole screen. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, so yeah, so available. Let's give it some time. Okay, if you can see the, okay. I wanted to show you this stop sign here tells you that something is running on the back end. So let me just share my whole screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. Share. Why can't I share everything? Oh, you can see. Share desktop, our studio as Kariuki advanced. Okay, so what it does is it has opened up, move this, move this. Sorry, go to the bottom. It has opened up, I hope you can see my Chrome. It has opened up different pages. So it has gone and checked the meaning of our word in different sites. So this is abbreviations from Wikipedia and from Wiktionary. Then, sorry, I'm going through something. Why, Lucy, why can't I share my whole screen? Which screen can you see right now?
The Chrome one.
Okay, if I go back to R, which screen can you see right now?
Still Chrome.
Still Chrome. Okay, what the hell? Share screen. I thought there was like an option here. And it tells you, a tick tells you, for example, here that our name is valid. But this tick over here you will misinterpret it as our name is available on CRAN, but it means the opposite. Like our package name is not available on CRAN, it's not available on Bioconductor, and it is not available on GitHub. So that means we can use it. You get? So available on CRAN, for someone reading this, like they'll be like, it's available on CRAN, it's available on Bioconductor, it's available on GitHub. But it actually means the other way around, that our name is okay since it's not available on CRAN, it's not available on Bioconductor, and it's not available on GitHub. If I did the same with, let's say, a package like dplyr. Oh, I hope it doesn't disappoint. So as you can see, we definitely know dplyr is available on CRAN. So this means that you can't use it. It's also available on GitHub, you can't use it, but it's not available on Bioconductor. But since it's available on CRAN, you can't use it. Another package name, let's use mine. So mine is available on GitHub, but is not available on CRAN and Bioconductor. So let's see. What the hell? Okay. Sometimes this available package. Man. Okay, escape. If you try it on your own, I don't know why it jams, but if you try this on your end, you will see that our Kenya Sensors is available on GitHub, but not available on others. So sawa. Okay. So number one, we've come up with our package name. In this case, our package name is rjujubi, and we've checked whether it's available on CRAN and Bioconductor and GitHub. So let me just add this, available on CRAN, available on GitHub, CRAN and Bioconductor. Sawa? Higher. Step 3, we need to create this package. Remember at the beginning, I said there are very many ways of creating this, creating packages. There are some videos you're going to watch where people come here, file, new project, file, new project, and then they choose a new package folder, new package project. For me, I like using this. So use this, create package, and the path. So I'll take this. Remember, okay, I'm assuming at least we have some knowledge in R, but you don't have to use this part over here if you've loaded your libraries already, if you've loaded your packages, but I'll still use it because there's no harm in it. So what I'm going to do, please note that I'm not working on any project. So the top right corner, you can see project is none. I'm not working on any project. Now we want to create our package project. And what this will do, so I want my package to be part of my GitHub. So I'll go to my GitHub path, GitHub, and give that project our package name. So we decided rjujubi, oops, in small caps, rjujubi, like that. So what will happen is once I hit enter, it will give us some documentation that I'm going to explain, and then it's going to open up a new session with this project, rjujubi. Okay, let's see. So hit enter, boom. Then it opens up a new project. Can you see the pop-up? Lucy, can you see the new project? Or Maggie, whoever is available?
No.
No, we can't see.
No.
How am I able?
One of the participants suggested you share desktop. So instead of sharing like a window, you share your whole screen. You pick like desktop.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Yobra.
Was it desktop? So now
Yes.
the rjujubi. Oh,
Yes.
It's been long since I gave these trainings. Thank you. So let me minimize that. Let me go back to where we were. We hit enter on this. What does it do? It creates a new folder called rjujubi, and it sets that folder, which is a project folder, to an active project. That's why it has opened up a new session here. And this is the new session. How do I know it is? On the top right corner, you can see rjujubi, the project. So I'll minimize that. Then it writes the description file. So the description file, it creates a minimal description file, which is the package name, and then we are going to populate it. So we're going to include, we are going to add, I don't know, documentation. What does our package do? What's the function? Who are the others? Blah, blah, blah. It also writes namespace. I'll explain all this, the different project folders, the different files that are created when we go back to, when we go to the new project. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this right now. Don't save. And go to our new project, which is rjujubi. But since I want to still have my package development file, I'll open it from this side. So what have we done? Number one, we've already installed our packages. Number two, we've used available to check our package name. Number three, we've created our package. So what does that, creating the new project, what files are created with the project? Here they are on your right bottom. You can see you have, the first one is our folder. This R folder, this is where our functions will go into, and we will have one script per function or one function per script. Like you can't have two functions on the same script. So for example, if our function is called Kenya, if our function itself is called Kenya, we are going to save that function in a script called Kenya. If our function is called whatever, we are going to save that function in a script named whatever. Sawa? Okay, and then we'll have description. So description, if I open it, so right now our R folder is blank. We are going to populate that. And then description, if I open description, you can see we'll have, at least it comes with the package name, but we'll need to populate what does the package do, like one line, the title. This package version, we can start with 0.1, then we'll give the name of the author, then what the package does, add a more detailed description, and then the license. We are going to populate these in different stages. Sawa, and then it has namespace. It declares the packages that the functions exports. I'll explain this later. So your package can be making use of other functions in other packages, or all functions in other packages. And also this namespace, this is where we are going to indicate that my package contains these functions. Like I want my package, once it's published, I want it to contain these functions. And also the namespace will include functions or packages that are in, functions that are in other packages, or other packages that your package makes use of. So if you have a function that uses some tidyverse concepts, definitely you will need to indicate that your package needs tidyverse. I'll show you how at some point. Then we have this git ignore and rbuild ignore. They contains files that should be ignored while pushing the files to GitHub. That is for git ignore, and also while building the package, so build ignore. So for example, I've closed it, but if I took you back to the other what? If I took you back to the other project, or let me just show you from here. Our rproj.user, that's our project. While we are pushing our work to GitHub, we don't want our project files to be pushed to GitHub. So that's why automatically when you use this create package, it indicates this in the git ignore file, and it also indicates this on the rbuild ignore. So that is done when you're creating the project at the beginning. So step 4, this is the most interesting part of this training, is write your first function and save it in the R folder with the function name. So there are 2 ways to do this. I've just noticed I write your first function and save it in the R folder with the function name. There are 2 ways to do this. First, you can come here, open R script, write your function over here, just the definition of the function itself, and then save it as the function, save the script as the function name. So for example, let's say we want a function that takes into numbers and adds them. We call this jumuisha. Is it jumuisha? I think jumuisha is Swahili for add 2 things together or combine. I think so, not sure. So it's a function of 2 numbers, X and Y. As I said before, for you to develop a package that contains functions, you will need to know how to create functions, user-defined functions. Sorry, I just got a call, I'm sorry. So let me just silence my phone actually. Two numbers, so X plus Y. So what we are used to as human beings when we create functions, not as human beings, as R coders in R, what we are used to doing is once we create functions, we always want to know whether our function will work. So I will be tempted to come here and say 10, 30. That should give us 40. We know that, right? But your function should not contain this line. You shouldn't test your function on this script. Or if you test your function and you see it works, you delete that. Then you come to the environment and remove the Jumuisha project, not project, function, like that. So then take this Jumuisha, Control C, save. We are going to save it in our R folder with the name of the function itself. So save. When you come to files under the R folder, you'll see your function over here. Another way of creating, let me close this. Another way of creating this function is using usethis. So usethis, the package name, the package has a function called use, what the hell? Use underscore R. So this, inside here, you give the name of your new function. So let's say I want to have a function that takes in people's names and greets them. Like, hi, Shelmith, how are you? Or hi, dad, how are you? Hi, mom, how are you? Whatever. So we call it Salamu. We call it Salamu. Once I hit enter, so it's this use underscore R, Salamu. What this does, oopsie, move. What this does, again, our active project is that it creates a new, it creates a new file called salamu.r, and it actually opens it up. So those are the 2 ways you can create the functions. So in this case, call use test to create a matching test file. So we are not going, as I said before, we are not going to work on tests, but testing your package, testing your functions is very important before you submit your package for CRAN, but that's not what will be covered here today. So Salamu, so again, since my file is called Salamu, my package has to be called Salamu. So Salamu is a function of that contains name. So paste 0, hi name, I hope your week was amazing. So hi, name, I hope your week was amazing. So if I come here and say Salamu Martha, she'll say, hi Martha, I hope your week was amazing. Let me pick another name here. Let me pick someone I don't know, Flora. Hi, Flora. Hi, Flora. I hope your week was amazing. So be keen on this because later on in a few minutes, I'm going to ask you to create your own small functions that we can populate the package with. So again, please remove that part. It's good to test your function, but remember to remove that part. Then come here and remove Salamu.
Shell, may I interrupt you kindly?
Yeah.
There are few participants who are not able to hear you well.
Are you able
Where
to
were you
hear me well
lost?
yourself?
Yes. Now they can.
I think.
Right now they can. We can hear you.
Sawa. Okay. Okay, so I continue.
I don't know if anyone is lost, but so far, yes.
Okay, fine. Then, so we've written our functions and they're here in the R folder. Jumuisha.r is a function that takes in two numbers and adds them. Then salamu.r is a function that takes in someone's names and passes a greeting message. Okay, so we are done with step 4. Step 5. So I hope you've understood the two ways of creating functions. You can use _r into brackets, the name of the function, or you can just go the longer route or the usual route. Then we've load all to make. So I've realized this is, wait. Okay, I think we are okay. Load all to make the packages available for experimentation. To make the package, not packages. So after creating your function, you need to load all using devtools. I do this every time when I make a change. I load all, it's like refreshing. It's like, how do I put it? It's like, yes, we've created the functions, but we need to like now attach the functions to the package itself, for lack of a better definition. Okay, try out the functions we have, but we can also try them. Let me see. Salamu. So once you load all, your packages are now part of the session. So for example, let's use the first one, Jumuisha. Let's take two numbers, 4, 5. That should give us 9. Let's do a more difficult one, -90, -190, -57, whatever. So, and then the other one, yes?
Someone is asking, does use this function creates an R script or a function?
It creates an R script. It creates an R script, a blank R script. So it creates an, let me repeat that. So check, use this, use _R. Okay, which other function can we create? A function that does what? A simple function that let's say a function that removes spaces from names. So let's call it squish. Squisher, for lack of a better name. So what this will do, it will create a script, a blank script with the name, like named squisher. So it will be a squisher.r script. You see what it does? A squisher.r script that is empty. But then now our function has to be called squisher. I hope that's okay. So a function of, let's say, a vector. So G sub. If you have, let's say, a space with nothing in the vec, not even vec, let's say, okay, so let's say vec. So we are replacing, let's say our vector is shell, Njoki, Motiso, but let's say we have leading or trailing spaces. Oh, this will, no, I wanted to use trim with, sorry. There's this function called trim with that removes white spaces. That's what I wanted to use, trim with. So, and I don't know if it's pronounced trim with, that's how I pronounce it. So what you can see, for example, shell has a space at the end, Njoki has a space at the beginning, Motiso has a space at the beginning. So if I run this, it removes the leading and trailing spaces. So you can see we have shell, we have Njoki, we have Motiso without spaces, leading and, again, this is not an R class, but anyway, you use trim WS when you want to remove leading or trailing spaces. So again, remove that, save, then come to environment, then remove X, oops, remove X, remove squisher. Njoki, the person who asked the question, are they fine now?
Yes, all is clear.
Okay, sawa. So what I was saying, again, since we've added a function, another function, we need to load all and test the function again. So we had tested Jumuisha. Did we test Salamu? No, let's test Salamu. Njoki, what is your surname? Ngoge.
Njuki.
Your surname, Njoki?
Yes, Njuki.
Okay. Oh, Njoki.
Yeah.
Njoki. So, hi, Njoki. I hope your week was amazing. Mine is Kariuki. So that function works. The other one we've created is squisher. So let's give whatever. Yeah, it removes the leading space. So our functions are working. Again, as I said earlier, it's not recommended to test your function when you've created it, but I always do that. But I always remember to remove the function name from the environment. Higher. Then we need to check whether everything works well using this. This is very important, since when you're creating your package, for you to know that your package is okay, is good, is ready for submission to CRAN, it needs to go with 0 errors, 0 warnings, and 0 notes. So what we do, you come here, paste that, and then run check. So it runs a series of checks. I can't even tell you what this is, Ukondani, but it runs some checks. If you want to know, you can just question mark check on your console. Okay, so ours has 0 warnings, 0 errors, 1 warning, and 0 notes. The warning is for the license. I expected that because we've not included the license as part of our work. But again, 0 errors, 0 notes, which is good. Okay, we are going to insert a license at step 9. But before that, we need to edit the description file. So edit the description file, you just do it manually. So you go to this, then description. Our package is Arjujubi. What does the package do? title, I'll just say training package. Version, I'll give this version 001. Author given Shelmith Kariuki. I'm the author and I'm still the creator. I don't know what's the difference between these two. There's also maintainer, I'm not sure. Email, I'll let it remain that. I don't know whether you guys know about ORCID numbers, ORCID, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's very useful with researchers. Like if you have written a lot of papers, I think ORCID numbers are numbers that identify you as a researcher. Again, I'm not sure. What does the package do? One paragraph. I don't have too many words, so this package is used for training. Is used for training. And that's it at that point. So don't edit anything else after that. We are going to create a license automatically, not manually. So just save that. Then I want you to notice how when we go to step 9, so we've already edited the description file. When we go to step 9, pick a license, use this license holder, use MIT license. So I'm not very good with licenses, so I won't even talk a lot about that, but this is like the manual, not manual, default license that comes with usethis. I'm not sure, but what I do for me, and licenses are different. Like you can have maybe a license where your work can be used by people, but they need to recognize you. I don't know, you have licenses are different. Just read about them. So I'll just come here and say Shelmith Kariuki. So what it does, it has added license in the description. So when we go back to the description, it has added the license part, MIT plus file license, and then it has created license.md. This is the license itself. You need to read this carefully, because if you create a package and maybe you want people to pay for your services or for the package or for the data in the package or for usage of the package, or you want people to recognize you, like this MIT license, I think just says, you know what, use this work as use this work however you want to. So you can't put an MIT license like this and then go telling people that, oh, you know, you should have paid me for blah, blah, blah. So you need to know more about packages. And I think also Hadley's book, and I've referenced it here at the bottom, gives more details about this. Anyway, it also adds license MD to our building, no, meaning when we are building the package, we don't want the license to be included. Yes, it is part of this, but we don't really want it to be part of that. And then step 10, document the functions. This is also very important. So look at our functions. Where are we? We have 3 functions, Jumuisha, Salamu, and Squisha. But how will the end user know what each function is for? You know how we come here and say question mark something. Let's say I want to get more information about check from devtools. It opens up a help page. So this is the help page we want to create. And that is what we call documenting a function. So you want to give the end user more details about your function. So what do? You open up the function. Let's say the first one, Jumuisha. Close description, Put your cursor somewhere inside the function. So for me, I've put it in front of X, and then go to code, insert our oxygen skeleton. So what this does is it creates placeholders for your documentation, like the things you need to document your function. But it also pre-populates. So it looks at the function arguments, which are parameters, and pre-populates them. But you need to say what these parameters are. So title. The title of our function will be Jumuisha. And I like to add space there with description. Oops, what have I done? No, I needed to add this as Jumuisha. Then I'm not sure whether we replace this with Jumuisha or just say title. We'll see whether it comes out with the type. I think it does. I think it does. Okay. Jumuisha function that, oopsie, that takes into numbers and adds them. So question, full stop. First number, second number. Then what does it, oops, second number. Then what does it return? A summation of X and Y. I leave the export part just like that. And then examples. So I can come here and do Jumuisha, then 10, 30. So what this will do, then I'll save. So what this will do, it's going to create a help file. And then under examples, it's going to run this code. So you'll see, does it run? Yeah, I think it, does it give the answer? Let's see. I think it does. But that's it. So save. Then we are going to document the rest. I just want to see something. So document the function and then trigger the conversion of the new oxygen comments into man function, blah, blah, blah. So before, let me show you. So what this does, once we've documented it, we need to generate like a manual, to generate a reader, the same help file, but in a different version, like a LaTeX kind of function. Let me show you how that is done. So you document. So it creates this. So this file is the same as this, but I think if I'm not wrong, long time ago, we used to document functions like this. But nowadays we don't have to, and that's why you can see this document is just read only. So it has been generated from this. So your work is just to populate this and then document. Once you document, it generates this help, this file higher. And then observe the changes in the namespace. So remember, namespace contains the functions that are in our package. So we've already documented our package, our function. So now the first function that will be exported with our package is Jumuisha. And if you run question mark Jumuisha at this point, you will get the function, the help file over here. So kama kawaida, if I take you back to check, so it gives the function name and then the package from which this is built in. So the same thing, Jumuisha is a function that is from our Jujubi package. Then it gives the description, then the usage, then the arguments, then examples. Or it doesn't run the examples. Okay. Then the value, like what do you want your function to return? So that's it. So we go do the same with the other function. So the second one was Salamu. You put your cursor anywhere inside the function, then code, insert our oxygen. So title, Salamu. What does this package do? I'm very bad with documentation. Gosh, what's the time? Is it midday?
Yeah, it's noon.
Oh my God, it takes in
There's a question shell. Can you write the function in our Markdown?
No, I've never seen that. No. Okay, don't know. Gosh, I shouldn't be saying no. But I really, like, I'm 99.5% sure you can't. I've not seen anything like that. I hope there's no other question.
None so far.
Let me pick someone else's name over here. Peace. Peace will be part of our function. Okay, takes in a name and passes a greeting, a message. Gosh, I need to be fast now. A greeting message, export examples, blah, 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 save. Again, document. Good. And then let's see, in the man folder, we have Salamu. It has generated that. Then question mark, Salamu. Again, it creates the package name. So if I come here and run this, it will give me the message. Anyway, this is poor documentation because of time, but at least to get the point. And then squisher in code, insert our oxygen, title squisher, parameter vec, vector of character names of characters, return the same vector without leading or trailing spaces. Description, a function that removes trailing and leading spaces from from character, whatever. Examples, squisher, shell, Shiko. These are my sister's names. Lack of something better. Save, always remember to document. Then again, squish. Yes, so that's it. Cool. So close. And again, if you look at the man folder, it contains the squisher function. Okay, so observe the changes in the namespace. So again, if you go to the namespace, now we are exporting 3 functions, Jumuisha, Salamu, and Squisher. Let's check again. At this point, we should have, since we've already added the license, we should have 0 warning, 0 notes, and 0 errors. Oops, unused arguments in Squisher. Unused, oh, no, concatenate. Ah, man, okay, Squisher. Concatenate. Okay, that should work. Remember to always document your changes and then run check again. Please don't bring an error. We don't have time to debug. Please, good. 0 error, 0 warning, 0 notes. We are good to go. Okay, so now we've done everything. Now we need to install. At this point, we have a package. We need to install the package. So devtools install. Cool. So if you look at our Juby, it has our 3 functions. So yay. So let's try Jumuisha 4.7. Good. Let's try Salam. Are they? Good. Let's try Squish. Let's try TY. Jerry. Cool. So yeah, now we have a package. Sometimes you will need to, sometimes you can have a function that relies on other packages. So you will need to add an import section, but because of time, I won't really cover that today. I want you to go read the packages book, chapter 13. You can read more about importing packages. Again, as I said, testing our functions or our packages beyond this training, so I'll also skip that. I want us to now push our work to GitHub. Why? I want you people to be able to install this package. So for you to be able, so we've just installed it locally, but packages are made so that other people can use them. So I need to push my work to GitHub. First, I need to use Git.
I have a question. Sorry, Shel.
Yes.
Someone is asking how we can give author's name to the package name, the author. Sorry, the author to the package name.
Description.
Yes.
Over here, description. If you have two, I think if you have 2 authors, you can concatenate. So you can have the first one, Shelmith, maybe Martha, and then the second family name, concatenate, Kariuki, let's say, something like that. I'm not sure whether that is how you concatenate. I think so. I think so. But this is how you give the author names. What I'm not sure is whether concatenating like this helps. I think it does. I think it does. I've never created a package with anyone else, so I'm not sure. But if you're creating a package on your own, that works. Because of time, so use Git. What you can notice is that on my desktop, on my RStudio session, you can't see a Git pane somewhere. Most of the time when we work in R, we always want to push our work to GitHub from R. So use this, use Git, we'll open up a new session again, but this time we are going to have a Git pane somewhere, I think between build and tutorial somewhere. You'll see Control-C, Control-V, use Git. So initializing a Git report and uncommitted files, is it okay to commit them? Yes, absolutely, true. A restart of RStudio is required to activate the Git pane. Do you want to restart now? For sure.
Okay, we have a question as it's restarting. If one is not interested in pushing to Git or GitHub, can we use the functions locally?
Yeah. So at that point, you'll have.
Oh, sorry. If the package locally should be the package. Can we use the package locally? Okay.
Yeah, until step 14. But then I'm thinking you will have to be on the project folder. Let's say we've created our project folders are Jujubi, right? then we close it, we forget, blah, blah, blah. Then tomorrow, you want to use the function. I don't know whether you will be able to install the function when you're in a different project. You will need to be on the same project, but that now makes your project have a lot of things. So I don't know why you wouldn't want to push to GitHub, because you can push to GitHub and make it a private repo just for you, so that no one else is able to see it. Yeah, that's what I would say. So
thank you. All is clear.
We have, now you can see a Git pen over here. A Git pen. Let's install the packages into sorry. And then once we want to push our files to GitHub, so use GitHub. I use HTTPS. I agree. So you can see, if I send you this link on the chat right now, you should be able to see the package from your end. So if you, please indicate whether you can, once you open that link, if you see the package, nice, someone else, yes, +1, good, something, just to make sure that you've seen the package from your end. Someone else who's been with me. Okay, that's enough. What you'll notice is when you look at our R files, the R folder, you can see our R files, and if you click on the files, you can see what we've created, blah, blah, blah. But you need a README. Why is a README important? Because you will need especially a link to install this package to your local file. So that is step number 18, generate a README file. So when you're generating a README file, use this README, then use devtools build README to generate a .md. Okay, you can read that anyway. So this opens up a README file, which is a .rmd. Now, we need to populate this. So what I do, I delete what I'm not interested in. So our Jujube, the goal of our Jujube is to show participants how to create a simple working package. Installation, you can install the released version of our Jujube from this. With that, I always add a note. Note, this package is not yet on CRAN. So underscore is for you to give, for that statement to appear in italics. And the development version from GitHub. So this is the link we are going to use to install this package. Once I deploy it on GitHub, you can pick it up from there. Example, this is a basic example which shows how to solve a common problem. This is a basic example which shows you how to remove trailing and or leading spaces from characters. So what this does, I'll put in a code over here. So library rjujube, but I won't run it. Once it's generated into an MD, and once I push it on GitHub, you will see the results of the code on GitHub. So what was the name of the squisher. Tanzania, Uganda. So that's the squisher. Back. So the results of this should give us a vector without leading or trailing spaces. What is special about instead of this? You can include R chunks. I'm not interested in that. You can still regularly blah, 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 blah. In that case, don't forget to commit and push the result in figure file so they display on whatever. So that's our minimum RMD save, but we will need to convert it to an MD file, and the MD file is what is visible on GitHub. So you do that using devtools build readme like that. So you're going to notice that we'll have a readme.md file somewhere at the bottom. Cool. So now we want to, as you can see from your Google Chrome or whatever you're using, our RMD, our GitHub at this point, our package does not have a README file, but this is what I want to do right now. So most of the time when I'm working in R, I make my changes, I commit my changes to GitHub from R. So I hope you will not see my credentials. Added a readme file, commit, close, push. Close, close. If you refresh the link, the GitHub link right now, oops, my comp has hung. If you refresh it, you should be able to see a GitHub, a README file at the bottom. And please note how our example is ran. Please comment if you can see the README file at the bottom. Can you again show how to commit README? Sorry, I can't do that again because we only have one README file. So just wait for the recording. Cool. But how to commit? You just come to Git, then your files, the files you've changed will be somewhere at the bottom. Then click commit, then it opens up a pop window. It pops up a window. I don't know whether you've seen it, where you put in your credentials and then commit. You can read more about committing your files through GitHub. Now, one thing I want you to do is to take this line over here and install the package in your laptop. I'm hoping you have devtools. So please take this line, devtools install GitHub, Shelmith Kariuki. Let me just post it on the chat. And install it on your laptop. Once you have it on your laptop, please tell me you have it and play around with the package, with the functions. I hope I'm clear. So take the package and install it from your end. If you have devtools installed already. Njoki, can I steal some Q&A time? Can I have like 15 more minutes? 15 will be 35, 12:35.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks. I hope people are installing the package. I'm waiting for at least 2 yeses, like, yes, I've managed to install the package. In case it asks you which packages you want to update, just say none for now. Gosh, I'm waiting for one person. I hope someone is trying to install the package. As it installs, I can show you how now to include a data set. So our package only contains functions at this point, but let's say we want to include a data set. There's one data set that I love using. It's called infat. While people use iris, I use infat. It talks about infertility. I don't know, I like it because it has categorical variables and continuous. So I want to put infat as part of my function package rather. So what do? I'll say use this, use data, then infat, just that. Then that will create a new function, not a new function, a new folder called data. And inside the data we'll have infat RDA. Then I tend to want to load all every time. And document every time. Okay, so when we go back to the namespace, okay, still that. So again, for me, I'm installing my locally. So devtools install. Good. So Arju. So right now we have our infat as part of the data set, as the package rather. So it's that simple. So again, I commit my work. Okay, what have I done? I've added my data set. So if you refresh the link again, we have the data now. So if you, okay, you don't have to do it right now, but if you install the package again, now you'll have the data sets. And yeah, that's it from my end. Remember, you can read more about adding vignettes, testing your package, submitting your package to CRAN. And something that I wanted to cover today and I wasn't able to is how to create a function that is dependent on another function in another package. That's very crucial, but you can read chapter 13 of the R packages book by Hadley. And that's it from my end, Lucy.
Thank you so much, Shell, for a great presentation. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Now we have a question from Hedia. However, I can't understand what exactly she's asking. I want to ask her to unmute or clarify the question.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Hedia.
Can you
Please
hear
go ahead
me?
and ask the question. Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
so I'm asking about how to include the tutorials. So if I want to make a package with tutorials, it's like teaching materials. So how can we do that?
Oof, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. I think people use the LearnR package. Sorry, I'm not sure. So
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so if we have a package with functions and then, yeah, it's like we want to add, yeah, it's like we use this tutorial. So I don't know if you know, yeah, how to do that. Okay.
I've seen people do it, but I've never worked on that. I've never worked on that, but I will think it's something connected with LearnR. So maybe you can ask on Twitter. Sorry, I'm not able to help.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Say bye.
Okay, Shell, may you please stop presenting so that...
Oh, stop share. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you again, Shell, for an awesome topic. It's a hot topic in the R world, and thank you so much for teaching us. And I believe that we'll go ahead and read more with the references books that to it. Okay, so for our next tutorial is on R for official statistics that will be taken by Ngogi Mwenda, who is a statistician and dealing with sampling and standard methods at Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. Yeah, on next month, that is on 8th, the same time from 11 to 1 p.m. We look forward to having you all then as well. Okay, so I take this opportunity again to thank you all. And if you have a question, we still have got a few minutes on our time. You can go right ahead and ask. Yeah, so thank you so much. As Our Ladies Nairobi, we thank you for joining us. If you have any comment or question, please reach out on our email address, our LinkedIn account and Twitter account. We also have a Meetup account here. Yeah, I believe this was what was meant for us to have today. If you have a comment or a question, please go right ahead and ask. Otherwise, you can leave. Yeah, you may leave the meeting. If you have a question, we have got some few minutes remaining.